What's good? Chef Barlow here with another video, and today we're making jerk chicken pasta. Or if you're from Brooklyn, New York, Rasta pasta, but this is not Rasta pasta, it's just jerk chicken pasta. So give me about 5 minutes and I'll be right back. DJ, cue the music.
Chef Barlow is the champion cook in your town. Outside of skills, he's just fun to be around. Dependable and mobile, quick to reach your door. You lick your fingers and ask for more.
So today we have a whole chicken cut up, okay? So it's all already quartered and we're just gonna go ahead and clean it. We're making 3 dishes today. We're gonna be making a jerk chicken pasta, which is this video, a jerk chicken salad, and then just regular jerk chicken that they're gonna eat with bread. So 3 dishes out of the 1 dish. We're gonna use the breast in this particular video for the jerk chicken pasta. We're just gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up. I know if you've seen in my previous videos, a lot of people don't like cleaning their chicken. They think they don't have to clean the chicken, but I'll post a video of how the chicken comes in the box and let you understand why you should do this. This is to get the rawness out of the chicken. It's not to clean the chicken as far as cleaning bacteria. It's just to get rid of all the dirt, the grime. It's sitting in the blood when it's being transported. You know, just to get rid of that taste. That's what we do this for. You know, if you don't do it, if it's against your cultural thing, that's up to you. Don't feel bad. Just cook it however you want. Just don't invite me over. You know what I mean? So I'm also using vinegar here. This is a little overkill. You don't have to use vinegar and lime. You know, it's just I only have a few limes, so I'm going to use the vinegar also. Some people use just vinegar. It's basically an acid wash, if you really want to be honest, is what is technical term. And you just want to get all in there, get all of that grime, this out of there. See that slime? You just get that out. You want to get it out and clean it as much as you can. We're going to grill this on high heat on the grill. So that will kill the bacteria that's actually in the meat, which is what a lot of you guys think this process is doing, as I said earlier. If you look back at some of my other videos, you'll see me, I put a little more comprehensive reason why we do this. So we're just going to go ahead and get it another quick fresh wash and drain it. You can never do this process enough, as I said. Again, this helps with the flavor. It gets that rawness of the chicken that sometimes you eat it at certain places and you taste it and you can taste the rawness of it just sitting in that blood. So this definitely is going to help with that and give you a much better tasting chicken, as well as just being hygienic. So this is our last rinse here, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on our jerk seasoning. Yeah. So we're making the jerk seasoning from scratch. You can use one in a jar if you have it, if you don't have the time or the ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and clean the sink with some bleach and soap for all the people that worry about salmonella. Yeah, guess what? You can just clean your sink. This is how we do it. Clean the sink and the surrounding areas with bleach and soap and use hot water. All right. So enough of that. Let's get to the good stuff. So we're making traditional jerk, and that consists of a few ingredients: scallion, thyme, pimento, garlic, scotch bonnet, onion, and also ginger. I don't have fresh ginger, and I'm going to use my jerk seasoning also. You know, let me just show you again my jerk seasoning, because normally you would put some cinnamon and maybe some nutmeg in there. And also we're using sea salt. So it's very basic, and you just turn this into a paste by putting in the blender. So I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm going to just cut these ingredients up real fast and get them rinsed off, and then we'll get them in the blender. Okay? Give me 2 minutes. As you saw, everything is just a rough chop. There's no reason to finely dice anything. And as far as the balance between these ingredients, right, you want to have a good balance of pimento, scotch bonnet, and scallion. Now, the scotch bonnet in this particular one, I normally would have more than what I'm using, but because of the people that's coming over, they don't want it too hot, so I'm going to tone it down a little bit. And we would be using fresh ginger instead of powdered ginger. When you're making your homemade jerk sauce, everything should be as fresh as an ingredient that you can find. We're just going to add a little bit of vinegar here and then the sea salt. Some people also use brown sugar because they want theirs to be a little sweeter. So you can also do that. Again, this is by testing, and you add more, add less of something, and that will change the flavor of the jerk sauce, right? But the main thing you need is the pimento, which is allspice. As you see, this is a little too green, so we're gonna add some allspice powder, okay? And then that gives me my nice, beautiful dark color. I've even seen people add soy sauce to this. So jerk seasoning is really just versatile. You can do almost anything with it. So here we're gonna get the chicken just scored, just so it gets an easier way for the seasoning to go deep down as far as we can, because we're not going to be able to marinate this as long as we want. Traditionally, I like to marinate my jerk chicken at least 48 hours ahead of time. I found that gives me the best chances of the flavors marinating together and really soaking into that chicken. That makes a big difference. But if you don't have 48 hours like most people, you know, you can put it in there for at least an hour. You want it to marinate at minimum an hour. You can't do any less than that. You know, 4 hours is great, but minimum an hour, because you still need the seasonings to really marinate in there. So technically what I do when I marinate it, then I go ahead and do other things before I get it on the grill, like lighting the fire and cutting up the vegetables for the jerk chicken pasta. So we're going to go ahead and get this wrapped up in foil and put it in the fridge for a few hours while we get the other stuff prepared. Now, here we are cutting up the veggies, and the veggies is just red onions, some garlic, different kind of peppers, red, yellow, green, any color that you have is fine. Let's also get the fire started. So here we're using regular charcoal. I normally use lump charcoal because it's 100% pure and natural and burns a lot better for me. You know, I don't think it really matters too much, but that's just what I use. And we'll go ahead and get this fire. Normally, traditionally, you would use pimento wood, but pimento wood is hard to get here. It's I don't know if it's on a ban list or whatever, but you can't find it here in the States. So I use apple wood, and this is a smoke pack, and in here is apple wood. I got scallion and I got pimento in there, and I poked holes into it so that it can form this smoke that you're seeing here now. And we're trying to get the grill up to about 400 degrees. That's where I need it at before I get the chicken on top of the grill. Also, traditionally, this would be cooked in fire pits, you know, that the Maroons had developed to hide their cooking and smoke from the British soldiers back in the 1600s. And the best way to make jerk chicken is also to cook in indirect heat, right? So you want to char it on the hot side, get it cooked on one side, you know, where the heat is, and then you kind of move it off of the heat so that the smoke and everything cooks it, and that way it gives you the juiciest jerk chicken possible. And you also got to turn frequently while you're on the hot side, because you don't want it to burn. You just want to get a nice char and even cooking. So what we do, we turn frequently. So you see, as the one in the back, there's more heat over there, so I'll just move that over a little bit so that it doesn't burn. I'm turning it like every 10-15 minutes or so. Okay, so it's been about 20-25 minutes, and you can see we got a good char going on these. We're just gonna keep moving them over to the indirect side and on the heat also. And then close this up and let this go for another 30 minutes or so, just checking it in between. Yes, man, this looks delicious now. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful golden color. These are pretty much cooked, the leg and the thigh and the wing, but I know these breasts are extra thick. They're not really cooked well through, I could tell. You know what I think I'm going to do with this? I'm going to cut them. Now, this I don't advise anybody to do, but because we're going to be using this for the salad and the pasta, it's okay for me to cut it through. I'm just gonna go ahead. See, it's still raw on the inside. I knew it. Outside looking beautiful, like it's done and everything, and then the inside is raw. Now, normally what I would have done, I would have just moved everything over, probably taken off the other chicken that I know that's cooked, and just let the breast go a little bit longer. But just for time wise, I don't have that kind of time. I need to get started on some other dishes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut these. And again, look at that. You see, it's raw on the inside a little bit, and then just give it a few minutes. Now you got to be careful with this because you don't want it to dry out. So, you know, you just kind of making it cook a little bit faster, but it's cooked all the way on the outside. Just the inside needs to go a little bit longer, so you gotta be careful with that. All right, so I'll go ahead and let these go for, I think, maybe another, I want to tell you, 10-15 minutes max, and we're done. Good to go. GTG. Yes, man. Okay, this is done now. I wish that we could have a way that you could smell this through the TV or the phone, boy, because this is just incredible. Incredible. So we're just going to go ahead and get these off the grill. I'm going to leave it on the pool side so it stays warm and go ahead and get the pasta started. So now you know we're pretty much creating a Caribbean fusion between Jamaican and Italian cuisines. A chef in Brooklyn, he came up with this and made Rasta pasta at a place called Footprints. You guys would know that. And pretty much we all kind of make a variation of it of some sort. You know, I'm giving him the credit whether I might have done something similar like this before or not, but he's the one that's known for it, so, and he deserves that credit. So with this particular sauce, we're just gonna use butter and heavy cream, and then some mixed cheese. This is just a mixed cheese of provolone and whatever else, white cheese. And then get some black pepper and stir it up until that's melt and make a sauce. There's so many ways to make this. I make this so many different ways. I gotta do a bunch of different recipes to show you how I would make my pastas. And then we're gonna go ahead and get those veggies that we got chopped up already and just saute them lightly into a pan. We'll add a little bit of butter with that and then add our pasta to it. Now the pasta, I always make it al dente because we're gonna be finishing it off with this and then in the sauce, okay? So that's gonna cook it fully. So you don't want to cook it all the way. And we just put a little bit of Maggi seasoning. You can use any all-purpose seasoning that you have, Sazon, or just salt and black pepper if you want. You don't even need to add those things if you don't want to, or complete seasoning. And then we're just going to add our sauce. Now I'm doing this in batches, right? So I'm doing it one at a time because the guests haven't arrived yet. So I just want to make this to finish up the video to show you how it's going to come out. And we're just going to add the sauce. And now here, I'm just gonna add a little bit of my jerk seasoning just to kind of finish it off, and so it marries with the jerk chicken that we've already made, the jerk chicken breast that we're gonna put on top of it. Now you could cut the jerk chicken breast up into pieces and add it into here and toss it and have it well sauced up also. But again, just for the decorative purposes, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna kind of put it on top, and then you can mix it up in there if you want to. And there we are, finished jerk chicken pasta, guys. Absolutely delicious. I'm gonna go and mash this up by the pool before everybody gets here. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and just check out the rest of my videos. I appreciate it. One love.